The City of Cleveland is looking for applications for the Community Police Commission for 7 commissioners to join the CPC in December. Joining me now is Delonte Spencer Thomas, Chief Ethics Officer for the City of Cleveland, and Tara Coleman, Counsel with Baker Law. Chief, Tara, thank you so much for joining me today.
No problem. Thanks for having us.
I think we should remind our viewers what exactly the CPC is and what their goal is.
Yeah, so again, thanks for having us. The Community Police Commission essentially was designed so that the community could have a voice and input into policing. It was born out of fundamental issues between police and citizens that have happened in our city, and these things are happening across the country. And so our city came together and ultimately decided that the community should have more of an input. And so we created a new version of our Community Police Commission in 2021 is when the issue passed, and ultimately sat that commission in 2022.
Right. And Tara, what are the responsibilities of Commissioner?
Yeah, so we are the community voice. So the Cleveland Community Police Commission is to set the checks and balances in police reforming that the community has asked for. So the commission, it honestly does have a historic and substantial ability to make significant impact on police reforming, and that's just by the way of the extensive authorities that are in our city charter that Delonte just outlined. And so through those authorities, once we actually act on them, we will be the most powerful civilian oversight body in the nation. And so we have a say because of those extensive authorities and things as far as police discipline. We have ability over commanders that are supposed to be instituted, training, policy. We have a direct role to implement the community voice in almost every aspect you can think of when it comes to police reform.
A very important position, indeed, very important. What's the time commitment for a commissioner?
It is hard work, Dan.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's hard work, but it is meaningful work. And although we've had the consent decree here in Cleveland for quite some time, I will say the Cleveland Community Police Commission, and especially this version, is still in its infancy. And it's still in its infancy in that, as I mentioned earlier, we have so many extensive powers that we haven't been able to act on yet. And so we really do need people that can come in and are willing to devote that significant time to building this structure so that we could really take off. So this is not your average board commitment. It takes time, and it's going to take people, willing to make that commitment. But it is very meaningful because there truly is the possibility to make actual change with the work you're doing and the time you're committing.
Well, Chief, who and what are you looking for in these applicants?
Yeah, so as you mentioned earlier, we have 7 openings so that are going to serve 4-year terms beginning in December of this year, 2026. And so with those openings, we are ultimately looking for pragmatic individuals who can work together for a common purpose, right? Like, this is such crucial and important work. And so we're certainly prioritizing that. But also we want to make sure that the commission is diverse, that it has balanced perspectives and ideas, and those who have had different lived and professional experiences. And so, and that could be both from the civilian side, but then also those who have had experience in law enforcement. And so whether you are someone who's been directly impacted by police violence or misconduct, whether you're a professional who's been involved with mental health issues or other social issues that really affect our communities. Also, whether you're a representative of a police association, right? So we're looking at all of these different things to ensure that we get the best of the best.
Yeah, and I will say those characteristics that Delonte is listing off are in the charter because it is intended that we have this balanced commission. And so, as you know, I'm a current commissioner, so I will take this opportunity to tell you what I think we're looking for from an internal perspective. We need teammates who are willing to come in and build something great together. In this type of work, you really do have to check your ego at the door. And what I mean by that is every single person's individual perspective and input is so critical to the work, but that is only effective if you're able to operate objectively and keep the mission at the forefront.
It sounds like a very daunting task. Who knows? We don't know how many applications will come in, but sifting through them to find the best of the best candidates.
Yeah.
When will the decision be made?
So right now, the application period will be open until Friday, July 17th. Candidates or applicants will go through an extensive vetting process, background checks, et cetera. That will include some community input and voices there as ultimately the mayor's office decides on nominations. And so at that point, nominations will then go to city council, and city council will then also conduct a review as well. And so again, the vacancy technically will happen in December, but we're hoping to have new commissioners identified at some point in the fall before then, so that there's a smooth transition.
Well, the biggest question is, how can people apply?
Yeah, so people can apply online. You can apply in person at City Hall. You can also download the application online and mail it in to City Hall as well.
Okay. Chief Tara, thank you so much for joining
Absolutely.
me. A big task coming up ahead, but I think the city is ready for the challenge.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you so much.
Hey, thanks, Dan.